Well, we're only 8 days out from the Paris Olympics, and of course 2CC is bringing the Olympics to Canberra via Nine Radio. And, with the Olympics on the horizon and many athletes gearing up for the performance of their careers, what can this teach us about leadership? Craig Johns is a workplace culture and leadership expert and joins us now. G'day, Craig.
Hi, Stephen. Good morning.
Obviously, discipline, I imagine, is the first thing that these athletes can teach us about leadership, but what are some other areas that we should be looking at?
Very good. One of the best things that athletes do is energy management. And, from a leadership point of view and even an employee, energy management is your number one currency. If you don't have good energy, then you're not going to have your cognitive ability struggles, you're not able to focus well, and therefore deliver a great performance.
What does that mean? And what do you mean by energy management?
Yeah, it's things, you can think of the basic things, right? Are we getting exercise? Are we eating well? Are we freeing our mind from an energy perspective? And we're recovering from purpose. One of the critical things that athletes do extremely well is they're able to schedule both their energy, so their outputs, but also their recovery. And it's something we don't do so well as leaders. We tend to just work, and we're on the go the whole time.
Yeah, okay. Now, you've also talked about mindset, and that's where it comes down to that discipline issue that I talk about, I imagine.
Yeah, well, discipline, high performers, we know they're known for their productivity, their precision, their drive, and their focus. But this all starts with the clarity of vision. If we think about the Olympics, let's take Michael Phelps when he was 8 years old. He would have visualized standing on the Olympic podium with a gold medal around his neck. Now, as a 15-year-old, he went to the Olympics, didn't get a medal. But as a 19-year-old at the 2004 Athens Olympics, he won his first gold medal. And then obviously, as we know, 2008, he went on to win 8 gold medals, which is extraordinary. But his clarity of vision, when we have clarity of what our vision is, what our goal is, that real specificness of it, then we start saying no to the things that distract us. For an athlete, it's no to alcohol, it's no to chocolate, it's no to late nights, it may be no to extra activities that can distract them. Now, what that provides is a disciplined mind. And when you've got a disciplined mind, then you reduce the opportunity for complacency to kick in, and therefore you can minimize errors and mistakes. And as we know, high performance is about error-free and reducing mistakes as much as possible.
You've also talked about teamwork. I guess to most people looking at it from the inside might think that's a little bit counterintuitive. Obviously, we do have team sports at the Olympics, but there's a lot of individual sports as well. How do they fit into the concept of teamwork?
I've never seen a successful person do it on their own, and they've always got people around them. And so as a team, if you say an individual athlete, they might have a coach, they might have a sports scientist, they might have a nutrition, a massage person. It can even be family around them, but it's those key people. Now, they need a collective vision that not only excites and engages them, but somewhat frightens them. It's that the vision that pushes us out. But it's also knowing for each of those team members what is, their vision for themselves and what that athlete is about to achieve, and how can they achieve that through the team. So it's about having a really strong positive vision, but also what high performers do that many people don't is that they also have what we call a negative vision. Now, this is their minimum level of standard that they will accept in the team. And if you don't have that minimum level, we quite easily fall back into just our generic way of doing things. So that's one aspect. Another one is everyone having real clarity on what their roles and responsibilities are, and having that discipline to know when to lead and when to follow. Say there is an injury. Now, the person that's leading that athlete will now be the doctor that will take the lead. Everyone else follows because they're the specialist. And the same thing should happen in an organization. So these are some of the things that are really critical from a team perspective.
Performance monitoring sounds pretty straightforward, is it?
It does sound straightforward, but it's not applied very well. Like, a lot of people just think, okay, it's data, let's look at data and just monitor that. But it goes beyond that. If we think about athletes, they are constantly in a tight feedback loop. So what does that mean? It means they have a coach there who gives them feedback immediately. So it's real-time feedback so they can improve quickly. Same thing happens in the military. It happens, for dancers that have a coach there. Now, in most cases, from a leadership perspective, we might only give feedback, not always, but many cases it's just been that quarterly or yearly review. It's too late. It needs to be immediate. So how do we create a culture where we normalize feedback on a daily, weekly basis? And how do we do that by, it could even just be a 1-minute debrief after a meeting where you might even get just one person of the team to share one thing we did really well in that meeting and one thing we can improve. So it's creating that environment where we get feedback in real time in a tight feedback loop so we can progress quickly.
Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Craig, I appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you.
Craig Johns, workplace culture and leadership expert. There you go, what the Olympics can teach us about leadership.